Hello. I already have it pretty low. Check the volume. I imagine turnout today won't be too high because while people are interested in Dungeons and Dragons, I think it can be kind of boring to hear people talk about it sometimes. And I'm not going to be working with the group because it's not our session day. That's tomorrow, which I'm 50-50 on if I'm going to stream that. Um, Not because like I see anything wrong with it or there's anything wrong with the group. I love the group. Actually, they're great. Um, it's more just like it's a fun, stress free thing for me, and I'm not sure if I want to fully share that. But in preparation for maybe doing that, I do want to go over what we've been doing. We haven't met in a while. Been like a month, and before that we had one session, and then before that we didn't meet for like another month because people's schedules um don't line up sometimes. I'm usually pretty flexible, but every once in a while I'm sick or have something that I have to do. So it's understandable. Yeah. So Ubin Falls is the campaign that we're working on right now. Hopefully I got the notes right. I did spend some time today to go over and like clean it up a little bit. Because a lot of the notes that I write, I'm speed writing them as we're going through the session. Sometimes I just kind of copy and paste and just like make it look pretty, but I don't do a lot of editing. So if there's any spelling errors or general errors in it, that's a me thing. So um, yeah, hopefully people enjoy it. I've posted my other um, what you call it. I posted my other recordings from like this week from my other streams. So if you've missed those, weren't able to come and hang out while I was live, you can watch those now. And it'll be the same for this one. So if you're not here right now, which that means you're watching this in the future, you'll be able to watch it probably tomorrow. I'll probably post it tomorrow. I'm not completely sure. I don't usually do too much editing to my recordings, but I just like to review them just in case there's something in them or like I don't like how it went because I've done that before where I completely deleted um I've completely deleted a recording of a live stream because it just was going bad. But I don't imagine that'll happen this time. So so we did start in December. We meet like every other Saturday. Hello, yeah. This is so the beginning part of what I'm going over is going to be what our dungeon master came up with for the storyline, and then I'll get into like the characters that are there, and kind of try to explain them a little bit, like from my character's perspective. And I'm not using a photo for my character purely because the one that I found was AI, and if you don't know anything about me, please know that I do not fuck with AI at all. I didn't realize it was AI until later. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to attempt to sketch my own. I'm not really good with digital art, but I'm gonna make an attempt. Yeah, so there's not gonna be any pictures, but I'm gonna try to describe them to the best of my uh, ability. So yeah, um, I guess I should just read it based off of what's already here. The thing that's making me nervous is that I actually do not know if it is correctly copied or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Discord and read it from there. War comes to Terran. The world has ended and it's ending again. Hundreds of years ago, the cataclysm brought ruin to the world. In a single day, an age of wonders came to an end. Countless innocents died. The face of the world was reshaped, and the gods themselves faded into legend. Through ages of struggle, the people of Terran have survived, but the world isn't what it once was. Those nations that remain linger in the shadows of their ancestors' wonders. Only slowly have they begun to push back out of the darkness and rediscover the world that has changed. Then came the armies, legions of soldiers devoted to a wicked god, Toxis, the Dragon Queen. Scholars and soldiers have spread warnings of sinister forces rising beyond their nation's. The end is just the beginning. Okay, so that was the beginning of our, and I feel like he read it much more dramatically. Um, in June after 30 years of DMing. So much goes into world building. It's melted in my face. Yeah, so this is actually, I don't know if I said this. This is my first campaign. I'm not the DM. This is not my story. The DM, he streams as well. Let me look up. His name is Slide Lock. It's slide_lock on Twitch. But yeah, this isn't my story. This is his of his making, so I can't really comment on that. But yeah, this is my first time playing the game at all, so I can't even imagine. Like, I'm already having a hard time story building for that character as we go along, and I'm kind of finding the character as well. It takes like a level of acting that I didn't realize that I would need. And so I'm getting better each session. So I can't imagine being a DM. Oh, nice, congrats on joining the club. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have been listening to D&D podcasts for a few years now. Um, and I always wanted to play, but I didn't really know any groups that actively had campaigns that were like open to people. And then I made a friend. Her name is Patty. She also streams, but not as often. But she usually streams the campaign. Um, but she and I started being friends like through the internet, writing and whatnot. And she invited me because she knew that I like D&D. So I'm very grateful to have someone that like thought to ask me because I'm having fun. Fifth edition. Any questions about the game stuff I can assist with? No, I'm okay. My campaign group is actually really good about answering any questions that I have. Um, yeah, so far they've been great, and usually I like to do research on my own, but I really appreciate it. Our party, there's only four of us. There were five, but he started a new job that he works night shifts, so he wouldn't be able to show up more often than not, which creates a problem when you're trying to get through a campaign. Good. I know how a lot of this can be for brand new players. Yeah, it can be really intimidating. Um, I do get nervous. I have anxiety in general. I actually recently got medication for that because I was getting really bad. But I have anxiety in general, so it can be nerve wracking to do something new, and even more nerve wracking when I have to ask questions, especially since I really like to be prepared. But with how much information there is for D&D and how many things that you don't realize you need to know until you're in it, it's kind of hard to be prepared. So, I see it. I see it as a way to have exposure therapy, really, because I'm not as scared to ask a question. And like I said, they're all super duper great. Like, they're really cool, really chill people. So I don't feel uncomfortable about anything. My DM asks all the time if I have any questions, if I need help with anything. So, um, hi Jada, I love you. Thank you for popping in. Hi MJ, thank you for popping in. Uh, yeah, but yeah, it can be really scary. But I think I'm doing okay. I'm proud of me for just getting out there in general and trying something new. So I think Pathfinder, which is effectively D&D 3.5, super math intensive, but creativity and character creation is a lot higher and more detailed. That sounds intense. I hope that goes well. It sounds really fun. Ironically enough, I'm not really a math person. Somehow my brain finds a way to make it fun for me when I'm playing D&D. Uh, but typically I'm like, please don't ask me anything about numbers. Um, you want to know something about, books or logic or concepts, that's a great. But um, yeah, but that sounds really fun. I hope you have a good time with that. Okay, so the campaign party starts with Craxus, sorcerer tiefling. His character, I can't recall the height. I did try to ask people in the Discord more about their characters, like descriptions. But people got to work. Sometimes you can't answer Discord right away. Usually, I don't typically check Discord until like uh, the end of the day or like in the early morning if I have like a busy day. So I can't blame them for but he is a red tiefling. His personality is uh, charismatic, flirty, um, just a real chill, go with the flow type of character, right? Joker, who his name in game is Joker, and I think his nickname is Joker as well. He just found it. He thought it was easier to to do it that way, which I respect. He's also a streamer. I think his name is Draconic underscore Joker. He was in my stream a couple of days ago. But he's an elf paladin. I believe his character is a bit taller, purple hair, purple clothing, long purple hair. Um, he is uh, a bit more straightforward. He communicates effectively. Um, I think his character is funny. I think he's hilarious, but I think that's more about like how Joker communicates in general rather than the character itself. And he likes alcohol. That's how I would describe him. Nadani is my character. I'm a tiefling barbarian. She is more of a type A person. She knows what her goal is and she immediately just tries to achieve that goal. She's really just trying to get it done. My character, she's the same height as me. She might be a little bit tall. Actually, I might have set her as taller, but I'm 6 foot. Um, and she's like all muscle, really like muscle mommy type character. She has gray skin, longer horns, gold eyes. Um, she doesn't remember her past. There was a battle that she was in. She woke up from it. The town around her was burnt down, but she doesn't have any memory as of right now. I'm hoping that that comes up like in story, like it ties together in storyline some kind of interesting way. Um, because I let my DM know what the history was there, but um, yeah, I still actually really don't know. I'm still piecing that together. I haven't really spent enough time on story building for her. Um, sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat. Also, anxiety, I can totally understand. I've used TTRPGs as my own form of exposure therapy over using a character to view something work on in a third person stance has been very helpful. Yeah, I imagine. Well, I imagined when I started this that it would help with that because at the time that I started, um, I was having a hard time trying new things on my own. Um, but I really, 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 really wanted to play. So, yeah, I agree. It can really help figure things out when you have a character that um, you can put yourself in the place of, or just even for a few hours. And it kind of gives you confidence in yourself. The confidence you give the character, you kind of build in yourself as you're doing it. So I agree. I'm glad that you got through your anxiety too, or still working on it. I don't know because I don't know you personally. But yeah, it's nice to know that other people understand what I mean when I say that. The next character is Osling. I actually, so we go back and forth in the Discord, like when we're in chat, in VC. I don't know if it's Osling or Isling. She says it's either way. I don't know. Isling Quinn. This is my friend Patty's character, and she's a half elf druid, and she has a bat companion named Echo. Um, Nadani, and Osling's characters are tied. Like we knew each other prior to uh, the party getting together. So when we come into um, what is it called? I'm sorry, I'm blanking. Yeah, when we come into Taryn, we come in together. How I met her, I believe, was like I helped save their town, or I helped save her, actually, not their town. I helped save her. She was being harassed. Um, I believe extortion. And her character is very friendly, very sweet, can be kind of naive, a bit more on the innocent side in comparison to the other characters. So very trusting, and so she invited my character to meet her family and bring her. So she brought me home, and I believe we stayed together for like a few months to a year game time. Um, and we built a bond that's more like beyond friends, more like sisters. And when I told her of I being Nadani, told her of my experiences on the road, um, you know, I all these battles that I get into, the bounties that I work for, stuff like that, the adventures I've been on. She was interested in participating. She figured the best and safest way to do that would be to go with me. So we embark off, and we get to Taryn, and that's where we start off. Everyone's there. Um, don't worry about getting over it. Just learn to adapt. Yes, I like that. Exactly. Work with what you've got. Use the resources that you have to do the best that you can. I like that. Um, okay. At the beginning of the stream, there weren't too many people in here. I actually don't know how many people are in here now. Oh, just a couple. Not too many. At the beginning of the stream, I did start off by saying my notes they're catered to me. So I realized because I was gonna share my notes with everyone in the Discord, and I probably still should. It probably would be helpful to some. But I realized this probably makes no fucking sense to anyone but me. It's also, I just found a grammatical error as I'm sitting here. Um, so I apologize for that. I have it pulled up because in the last stream when I said that I could and would uh, stream me talking about the campaign so far, just in case I stream tomorrow's session, so everybody's caught up and kind of what's going on. I guess I will have to post the stream by tomorrow morning if that's the case, so people can catch up if they want. But lost my train of thought. Uh-oh. Anyway, sorry about that. That happens with me a lot. I'm sorry. Especially with the medication that I'm on. But yeah, the notes, if they don't make sense to you, I'm sorry. I will try to explain this as best I can. I will also try to go over what I can remember because, as you can see, this started in December. My memory's not going to be too stellar. And then I actually also realized that there was a whole session that we had that I did not take notes for. And I didn't do that because I was newly on said medication, and so I just wasn't there. I do remember some just off top from what was going on. I definitely remember how it ended. But if there's blanks, or if I'm running on, or if this doesn't make sense to you, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best thing. Hopefully, it's interesting. Um, I try to notate in a way that is aesthetically pleasing, um, for me personally, because I typically am the only person looking. Aesthetically pleasing, and also gives me an idea of what's going on. Oh, that's what I was saying before. That people from the previous stream were asking to see how my notes looked, because they figured that they would be nice. They're not as nice as I want them to be. They're not the prettiest notes, but they work. And before I get too distracted, um, this is the map of the city. Uh, this is the castle. There's a few shops. I actually, can I get in closer? No, because I feel like that's gonna. So I'm gonna open something somewhere else. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't fuck anything, but it probably will. No, not great at that. Yeah, so they're squared out. This came from Roll20. I screenshot it, so hopefully my DM doesn't get upset with me for that. But and added it to my notes. But there's a market. The orange is the market. Um, there's a giant square over there. It's like light blue. I don't know if you can see. It's like right. You can see my mouse. It's like right here. Um, and that is the refugee area. There's been lots of wars and battles going on outside of the city. And so, whenever a town gets decimated, the refugees from that town go to that area. There's a little yellow square in the top left hand corner, and that is one of the inns. Um, the yellow square just below the blue and the orange one is the Siren's Call, which is uh, self-explanatory. I feel like it's also an inn, but that's where debauchery happens. My dumbass decided that that was the best place to go, but we'll get into that later. And then there's a couple other places that are like relevant to the story, but a little too early to get into here, I think. So I don't want to um, I don't want to jump the gun there. Uh, yeah, so everyone starting with 500 gold isn't like super important, but I did notate it down because I needed to know where we were at. I also use, just in case anyone is curious, where I've like built my character. D&D is the best place to do that. You can completely build your character there. I don't have a dice set yet. I haven't found one that I liked, like weight wise, yet. So I use that website to roll. And there's like a whole setup for that. If y'all are interested at any point um, in seeing what my character sheet looks like, I would be absolutely happy. Actually, I might do that anyway. I think I'm going to do that anyway. And again, ignore the picture that I have for my character. I didn't realize it was because one I do need glasses. I don't have them on. Two, I just needed something to be in the place, so I just picked something random. Characters. There we go. You. I wonder if it'll work or if I. Ah, cool. It worked. So, yeah, this is my character sheet. These are my stats, and you can use. Hopefully, it doesn't fuck anything. I'm gonna do it anyway. But if you need a roll Constitution, right? You can. Oop, let me. You can use that. It'll roll. The dice lands somewhere, and then it'll tell you how much. So that roll was 12, right? Um, it works in the place of dice. It is not a great replacement, purely because it's really with dice you can kind of, I don't know how to explain this. It's just a lot of my rolls are low with this, and I feel like it's just kind of bad luck anyway. And every once in a while, I'll get like a nat 20, like very, very, maybe like once every 2 sessions. Every once in a while, I'll roll high, but a lot of the time, I roll really low. And I feel like that wouldn't happen with like real life dice. I feel like it's a little bit different than like programmed thing. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense and being weird. But yeah, it's a great way to build anything for your character, and I think most people use it. But for people who are completely new to the concept of this, there you go. Um, just create an account and create a character, and you can create however many characters you want. You can create a campaign within the website and connect other people's characters to it. Yeah, it's a good resource. Back to my notes. I'm gonna have to drink tea. I'm talking way more than you. I every once in a while. I think by this point, I normally kind of go quiet. So I made tea in preparation for this. I also decided that it was a good idea to sing a lot today, so my voice is just kind of tired. Anyway, okay. Um, oh, it's not Terran. Ubin. Ubin is ruled by a queen that has recently taken power. Silver and blue, or uh, R. See, I'm just catching shit that I didn't see before. Are the kingdom's colors. Fishing is the main export. Reports from refugees, one of which is Pickled Pete. Pickled Pete is hilarious, one of my favorite characters. Um, but he comes into Siren's Call and is having a real fucking hard day. He's completely lost his house. It was completely burned down. Don't know where his family is. He's just not doing good. Uh, he reports of the attacks from an army in the north making their way south. And it looks to be that they're headed towards Ubin. Right. Middle coast of countryside. The game starts in midday. Osling and Nadani look for lodging, just coming to the city. Um, Again, I don't know why I decided on Siren's Call. I maybe because for the plot, I thought it would be funny. I don't know. Um, Given directions to the beacon on the pier in Siren's Call in the city. Um, I don't know what that note is. Rosa Red Tiefling. Rosa Red Tiefling of Siren's Call. Grammatically didn't set that up right. Gives us a room. Gives us details. Pickle Pete's house burns down. Osling and I go up to the rooms and look for another druid that Rosa notified us of. We offer help for his quest. He rejects. This is the person that he decided that he wasn't going to be able to make it to the sessions because of work. So it's you know he prefers to go solo. Oh, also his character was named Satoru Gojo. Yes, from Jujutsu Kaisen. He had a similar aesthetic. Very fun. We leave to go find food. Nadani has a hard time resisting the spell. The inn is under and falls prey to handsome men there. Men and women, because, I'm bisexual, so whatever character I have is also going to be bisexual. Just but I only took notes that initial time of what was happening within my particular storyline. I believe Joker and Craxus were also just exploring the city. Satoru was fooling around in Siren's Call, I believe, trying to get information. He states he was drinking and trying to get information. for whatever quest that he was on. And so at this point in the first session, we're just, baseline introducing our characters. We are kind of setting the lay of the land when it comes to like how we interact together, like the chemistry. That's the word I was looking for. The chemistry that we have. We it was a very simple, slow, nothing interesting particularly happened in the session. Still a lot of fun though. So the next session, Osling and Nadani are leaving the Siren's Call looking for food and work. Mad Mage bounty to transport prisoners. So there is a bounty for a character named the Mad Mage. The bounty, well, not really a bounty, but a assignment, an offer for work. Bounty insinuates that we have to find someone in. Not really what the job is, because the Mad Mage is already in prison. And we hear about this. Everybody's kind of talking about it. It's a little hush hush. There's a lot of questions going on around it, but all we know is that there is an offer for a job regarding the Mad Mage, and so we go out, kind of asking more questions about him, trying to figure out more. We walk through the market, did a little sightseeing, killing time. There was nothing important happening there, right? Mad Mage might be the Queen's brother. This is from whispers on the street, right? Might be the Queen's brother, and if it fails, we could be executed or exiled. Nadani sees Joker, but does not perceive him. I believe his stealth was on. Or maybe my perception was bad. I think this is one of the roles that my perception was like not good, because that happens a lot. Osling notices what he is talking to the guards about, the Mad Mage job. High payment. I need to change the word bounty. I don't know why I was so dedicated to that word. High payment. We follow Joker back to Blarth's Blades, which is, a location. Blarth is a councilman, and he guides us to the Queen so that we can ask any questions of her and she can answer them. Mad Mage killed the higher ups of the Mages of Hightower. All have been replaced and the school functions on. So his doing that didn't completely destroy the Mages of Hightower, the school, or anything to do with that. It just wiped out what I assume is like the council of the school. Used dream spell to harm mothers, fathers, and their children. I don't remember if he killed them or if he just tortured them. Entombed orders council. Since being in prison no longer. I don't know what that first note is. Entombed orders council 5. Don't know what that means. Confused myself here. Since being in prison, he no longer speaks. So the Mad Mage does not talk. He hasn't spoken since he's been in prison. He needs to be kept separate from his spellbook at all costs. That is said so many times throughout the campaign. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's very clearly what the actual instruction is. You have to be very careful about that because it's repeated like a million times. And there's no way to ignore or avoid it. So, yeah, keep him separate from his book. The book is in a vault far away from him. The part that concerns me is why the keeping him separate from his book at all costs, because at all costs is often in the statement, like it's made clear. Why, if it's far away from him, if he doesn't speak, does he really require the book to complete any spells or incantations? I don't know. So lots of I still have so many questions, but also even if I were to ask them at this point, I don't know that too many people would know. It's really just like you have to go and do the thing to find out. I'm actually really excited about that. Um, when we met the queen, oh no, actually, okay, no, we were warned that the queen will blame us if we fail. She cannot afford to take the fall or allow anyone that lets him free to live, which is interesting considering the entire city knows about this job, right? Everyone knows about this job. And in fact, we are the only idiots that are willing to take it purely because everyone knows what may happen if they fail. And clearly, the possibility of failing is extremely high. So I don't know. I think it makes it more fun. So, walking into the Queen's chambers, there is a heated conversation between the council. Lord Barkris states, and Lord Barkris is self-proclaimed leader of the village. Lord Barkris states he is leader of the village, attacked by the Northern Army, the one that we were talking about the last session, uh, the one where Pickle Pete is from, I believe. They were attacked by the Northern Army, and lots of people are dying because of that. Um, in the notes I put, turns out that he's not the leader of the village. Someone named Raven is, and I state that because I asked. The council and queen are all wary of him. They're dismissive of him, and I think that's at the time that they were doing that we were told that that was happening. I was confused and concerned because this person is in charge of this town. He's asking for help, and the queen is ignoring him. So of course I asked about that, which is got that information. But now knowing that he's basically lying, I understand why they were wary, and they were trying to help the townspeople anyway. Um, Not really sure what the point of him doing that or being there was. Haven't figured it out yet. The queen's name is Gwendolyn Van Horn. Um, the guards will manage the teleporter. Ah, okay. So skipping ahead yet again, I should really review this before I speak. So the queen communicates that she needs a group of people to go retrieve the mad mage from the prison that he's in. The prison, can't remember the name. I might have it in my notes somewhere in here. The prison is above the city. It's floating above the city. There is a picture of that somewhere. I got the map from Roll20, but I don't know how to access any other photos. I might not be able to. It might be like a thing that the DM has to allow people to see. But she wants a group of people to retrieve him from this floating prison and bring him to the castle. It's very straightforward. There's a teleporter there, so you don't even really have to travel too far. You just walk him through the prison, get to the teleporter, which is manned by her guards, and you're sent into the castle. And I believe it lands in her court. So, shouldn't, by all accounts, it shouldn't be that difficult to do. But the wariness of the people in the city to complete this job, and the fact that she's like, I will definitely fucking kill you if you don't do good, is concerning. And when you ask, the queen is like, oh no, it should be fine. Like it's very, blah 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 blah, and this book is very far away from him, but don't let him get it. Don't let him get that book, because if you do, we're fucked. I like, hi Kylie. Yeah, I'm going over the campaign that I'm in right now, because we have a session tomorrow, and I'm contemplating streaming the session. And last stream when I when I talked about it, a few people were giving me, positive signs about going over my notes. So that's what I'm doing now. It's a little discombobulated because, to be quite frank with you, I was not expecting to share my notes with anyone. So some of this is nonsensical. Some of this is only from the perspective of my character and the character that I'm partnered with. Not partnered like in a relationship, partnered like we're like sisters and we travel together adventuring. Um, so I'm just trying to piece together like a few months worth of stuff with minimal notes because I only take enough notes to get to the next session. And also, I didn't take notes from the last session, so that's really gonna. When I get to that part, that's really gonna be fun. I have no fucking idea. As long as it makes it, as long as it makes sense to you. Yeah. Because that's how I always take notes. I take them for them to make sense to me down the line, but I think I'm gonna have to start taking them better because I probably won't do this format too often unless people ask for it, where I'm showing my notes and going over it again, especially if I'm going to be streaming the session. But I'm realizing now that I need it to make a little bit more sense to me because struggling. I'm struggling. So, um, okay, where was I? Yes, the queen is being very, very fucking vague about what is so dangerous about this job, other than, Mad Maid, she's scary, very dangerous, killed many people, tortured many people. I get that. But no one is explaining what in particular is so dangerous about this job. He has a magic dampener in his cell, not outside the cell, only inside the cell. So as you're walking through the prison, if he wants to be a threat, he has the opportunity to be a threat. He can be. Actually, I'm just now realizing I need to. Because we were trying to figure out in the uh, last session, the last couple of sessions, we were trying to figure out how to prevent him from being a threat and him being able to do spells and incantations and all of that. Being able to speak is a problem. I just realized we could just fucking muzzle him. We were like, oh, we should get this spell and this spell and do this, this, and this. Just put a fucking muzzle on him. Hold on. I gotta write this down. And I use Notepad to take the preliminary notes, so that's where I'm writing in right now. And then I make the notes pretty in OneNote because I'm crazy, and I also have way too much time on my hands. So, ask about muzzle in next session. Okay. I take notes like that too in general. Yeah. It just kind of makes it easier. I normally am like a tactile person, so I prefer to have an actual journal and pen and do it that way. When I play Resident Evil, I whenever I like write down notes for that because I do that a lot. I write it down physically like in a journal, but I don't have enough space for all that shit. For everything that I would be willing to take notes for, I don't have enough space for that. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to do this digitally so I don't have to worry about that and trying to figure out where the fuck my pens are. Because I buy nice ones and then they disappear. I don't know how that's happening. Anyway, that note is there. If you see me streaming tomorrow and you pop into to the session, uh, and I don't say anything about it, please remind me because I will forget. My memory is very bad. But the note is there, so hopefully I don't. Yeah, so the dampener is inside the cell, it's not outside the cell. So if he wants to do damage in between the cell and the transporter, he can. If he wants to do damage between the transporter and the court, he can. But he is going on trial for, I believe it's death penalty. And part of me wonders if he's actually very innocent, because I actually really don't trust the queen. I really don't. Anyone that is so willing to kill their brother so quickly, like, you have no qualms about that shit whatsoever. And then you also are threatening the people that are trying to help you. I'm doing you a favor, and you're telling me, yeah, you're going to be my scapegoat. If you fuck this up, you're going to be my scapegoat and you're going to die. I don't trust that. She comes off real nice, but I don't. So I wonder if the Mad Mage is actually a good guy and being punished for something either that the queen did or not falling in line or something. Or maybe even he killed the mages of Hightower because they were doing something they weren't supposed to do. The queen was aware of the thing that they weren't supposed to do or even asked them to do that. And he took matters into his own hands and now she's punishing him. I don't know. There's so many theories, so many questions that I have regarding that storyline. I don't know. I don't know. But I like that. I'm excited to see where it goes. It's like fan fiction in real time. I fucking love this shit. I wanted to find Raven in the refugee area by the docks to let her know that aid was coming, to communicate that with her. I did notate Ubin is slowly becoming a sanctuary city. Purely for me, purely for my knowledge and moving forward, because I felt like it was important at the time. I don't know if it will be. But it might be. Okay, so the next session, the queen gives us 3 days to assemble our party, because we were missing a couple of people still. To assemble our party and return to the castle. Possible resources are 2 mages from Hightower. We actually need to go back to that because I didn't remember that. Were the 2? None of the people. Did we grab all the people? Did they agree already? I don't remember. That's fine. I'll figure it out tomorrow. We can also stay in the castle, so we have lodging in the castle, which means I gotta take my happy ass back to Siren's Call, get my shit, get Osling's shit, and then bring it back. I notated again the prison cell has magic dampening, outside of the cell does not. I needed clarification on that because it wasn't clear whether or not the magic dampening was purely in the cell at the time of the original notation, or if the magic dampening was throughout the prison. Although it would make more sense for it to be throughout the prison, but I'm sure it takes much more energy and resources to do it that way. Hi, Lady T. Hello, thank you for popping in. I'm nerding out right now. I just realized I've been yapping for a real long time. Hopefully y'all find that entertaining. If you don't, that's actually really okay. I'm having fun regardless. Okay, just give me 1 second because my throat's starting to hurt. Okay, for people who have recently popped in, there are 4 people in the party. There's Craxus. He is a sorcerer tiefling. Oh, let me go back up. We'll go back up. Campaign party. Craxus, sorcerer tiefling. Joker, elf paladin. Nadani is me. I'm a tiefling barbarian. And Osling is a half druid, elf druid. And she has a bat companion named Echo. She can also talk to animals. Super cool. Nadani and Osling, their storylines are tied together. They adventure together outside of this party as well. So coming into Ubin, the city that we're in, they're already together and linked and know each other. Okay. I think this is where we were. Cool. Marshal Vendry offers to accompany our party to the float. So this must be one of the mages from the note above. So he's already down the clown. That's cool. Good to know. As we leave, two royal guards offer to show us to our quarters. We all decline. We all have our shit elsewhere. We need to go pick up our shit. It would be great to go to our quarters and get a rest, but we haven't been fighting. No battles or mini battles, no bosses, none of that just yet, so there's no need. Um, we all decline. It's, I believe, I don't think we have the full party yet. It's Osling, Nadani, and Joker that went to meet the Queen previously. So we're all leaving together. Um, we follow him to find his new friend, Croxus, because they met earlier uh, within the session, within one of the sessions. They met. They decided to stick together. So they were stuck together for a little bit, and then they just kind of like went their separate ways. I didn't remember that until right in this second. So, um, yeah. So Osling and Adani get their stuff from Siren's Call. We all meet at the market. Um, there was a fifth character named Satoru Gojo. He really likes JJK. Actually, no, I found out that he didn't. He hadn't even seen the show yet. He was like watching the show after he named his character that. Anyway, but he wasn't available anymore to show up for sessions, so he had to leave. Um, so I'm going to include the information about his character being in it because it's part of the notes, but it's irrelevant for the story moving forward because he won't be there. That's yeah, I know, right? I was like, what do you mean you haven't seen it? Yeah, his character was Satoru Gojo, and his character had the same, like, similar features to uh, the character. I don't. I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around why you would do that if you hadn't seen the show, but you know, Gojo is him, and anyone looking at him would know that. Do I have a Gojo figurine? I do. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm turning that on because I don't want y'all to see my pants. They're kind of ugly. Um, ah, motherfucker. Okay. Okay. I didn't hurt myself. Cool. Hi. Look at him. Look at him. I love him. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Um, I wonder how he came up with that name. That's great. No, it wasn't. It wasn't out of nowhere. So he is the person that did it. He's married. I actually don't know his first name, which is ironic because I'm friends with Patty, but he's married to the woman that plays Osling. Her name is Patty. She's my friend, and so she loves Jujutsu Kaisen, and so she has stuff of Satoru everywhere, and she's talked about the character before, so he knows who that is. He just hadn't seen the show, so but he's seen it now. It's fine. I just thought that was interesting. Right. Okay, where is this? Satoru gets us in trouble with the royal guard, speaking loudly about his side quest. Okay, so his character was given a side quest to what was the thing's name? Hold on, I gotta find it. Displacer Beast. Okay, so he got a side quest to deliver a Displacer Beast. Displacer Beasts in this story, maybe throughout all of it, I don't know. Um, they are. Let me fix my volume real quick. I feel like I'm very loud. Let me know if that volume is better for speaking. Um, Displacer beasts are illegal to have and to transport. You're not supposed to do that. And so he's talking like there's guards not far. They're a few feet away. Even you can see them right there. He's just talking loud and proud about his job to do with the displacer beasts. Um, and Craxus tries to talk us out of the situation when Amon, one of okay, all right, I'm tying things together in my brain. When Amon, a mage from Hightower sent by the council, one of the mages helping us with the Mad Mage, so that's the second person, shows up to help us, and so he covers our asses for that. States he is looking for Sarah. The fuck is Sarah? Continues on his way to find her. The fuck is Sarah? Why was that relevant? I don't know. Volume is good. Thank you, Lady T. Um, Maybe that was one of Satra's side quests because he had his own thing going on. Okay, moving forward. Queen wants to kill the Mad Mage herself. Damn, that shit is see. That's what I'm talking about. Why would she want to do? That's her brother. Why does she want to kill him with her own hands? Something is fishy there. I whatever. Giant floating structure that no none of us noticed before. Like literally, I think it was Amon, the mage from Hightower, that was like, yeah, it's up there. Like that's where the prison is. And we were like, what the fuck? Above the city is the prison. Um, we are delivering the displacer beast to Cyril. The payment for the job is 500 gold and a crate of potions. Crate of potions is really where it's at. That's what we all really wanted in preparation for the Mad Mage job, because who knows what kind of things are going to be in there that are going to be useful to us. Mad Mage is one of the most powerful mages ever, so why would we not want that just in case? Bulk up. Um, I agree, fishy. Yeah, yeah. No, it's weird as shit. I don't know if anyone else thinks it's weird shit, but I do. I think it's weird. To kill time, we go to Harbinger to eat and talk with relevant relative privacy. Harbinger is the Adventurers Guild, I believe, in the city. So we get. I put beers, but it was probably mead. We get mead and food. We notice an arm wrestling tournament. Joker and I are interested in participating for a prize. We don't even know what the prize is. We're just, we're burning time, so whatever. We decide before we do that to speak on how to handle the Mad Mage once he is out of his cell. Again, going over the plans, magic, whatever preparation that we can have. I don't know why nobody thought of a fucking muzzle for this guy, but muzzle him and tie his hands. I don't know what's the problem here. Although I do want him to talk purely because I want to know what the fuck is actually going on. He's the only one that may answer questions because, like I said, nobody in the city, everyone's kind of tight-lipped. Like they'll tell you that it was the queen's brother. He killed this, that, and the third. He did this, this, and this, and that's why he's in prison. But it just feels like there's some unspoken secret that everyone knows except for us. It's driving me crazy. Okay. We know that he needs to stay separate from his book. Again, literally everybody says it at least once. I think the Queen said it like 3 times. We know that he's mostly been catatonic and currently is not speaking. He doesn't speak. Not only does he not speak, he's pretty unresponsive to everyone, anyone that tries to interact with him. We do have to be prepared for if he remembers any spells, like if he has them memorized, because that is always a possibility, especially with someone as powerful as he is. Intend to knock him out and use a holding spell to ensure he can't move should he wake up before delivery. Don't know how we're going to knock him out. Don't know who suggested it. Don't know if that's a solid plan. I feel like at the time I was like, yeah, I feel like that's the best way to go about this. But I'm thinking about it now and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. We might have to go back to the drawing board with that one. We leave the guild. Where the fuck did we get Silver from? Silver is a horse. Don't remember where we got the horse from. I took these notes back. The horse stated to Osling can speak to animals, that they needed a new horseshoe before the Displacer Beast assignment. good, important information. Who knows what would have happened if we didn't do that? A party comes into the guild before we leave, all scarred, wearing blue and silver, similar to the guards' uniform, not exactly like the guards' uniform, similar to it. One carrying a battle axe and another carrying an unconscious party member. Fair enough, it happens like that. It bees like that sometimes. The member comes to. There are a halfling, another a human with a scar across her face, a rogue with a cloak, a, a rogue with a cloak with bloody bandage wrapped arm. Don't know why I typed it like that. Wearing lockpick gloves. So the DM gives notes that are so specific sometimes, and I feel like they are important, but I don't know how to move forward with it because why did we need to know they were wearing lockpick gloves? We usually do not too much focus on people's clothing unless it's relevant to something that you need to find out later. I don't know. This was back in January, so I think it's too late for me to ask, but I am curious. I always think about questions like way after the fact. I need a fucking maybe I should start doing crossword puzzles or something so that I can work on my fucking memory. My brain is deteriorating. Okay, gods don't answer us anymore. That is something that someone from the party said. I think, others within that party that came into the guild, they all believe that sentiment. Can't remember exactly what the build up to that was. Actually, constantly being said by people of the city. So not even just that party, but it's been said here and there throughout the city. Gods don't answer us anymore. Oh wait, so they robbed something? Maybe, but um they didn't have any treasure with them. They didn't have any loot on them. They were just carrying that. Maybe they tried to steal something. Um, they they just had each other and they looked pretty beat up. So they probably lost whatever it was they were trying to get in the first place. I don't know. I was on to something and I lost it because I read that comment. Oh, I'll get there. Bear with me. I didn't put any highlight on my nose. Um, yeah, maybe I don't know. That's the problem, and I feel like if I get it wrong, I'm gonna feel stupid. So you were talking about the God's not answer. Yeah, but I feel like since so many people say that throughout the city, because I'm remembering now as I go through the notes, I remember more and more. Uh, so many people have said it that it really feels like it's either tied to the queen or it's tied to the mad mage or it's tied to them both. Maybe it's because of what the mad mage did if he actually did it. Maybe it's something because of the queen did, and and that's why she's being so fucking weird about her brother because it had something to do with that. I don't know. Hopefully, I remember all of these questions by tomorrow because I want to try and find a way to incorporate it. That's the other thing when we're in session. Sometimes it's actually really hard to all the questions that you have. It's kind of hard to ask them in the moment because there's so much happening. And sometimes I'll start having questions while it's someone else's turn because the DM he tries to um, his name is Crow in Discord. I actually don't know his first name. I've known this man for months. I don't know his first fucking name. That's crazy. I need to start asking people more questions like about themselves, like personally when I talk to them. I don't know what my problem is. I feel like it's too late for me to ask now. He may or may not even be watching this stream because he streams and he followed me earlier because I was talking about whatever. Um, but when you're in a session, it's really hard to ask a question when it isn't your turn because you don't want to impede on someone else's turn. You want them to have that moment to have their character go through whatever they're going to go through and ask the questions that they have. And then by the time it's your turn, it's like that moment has long passed. So I don't know. I think I'm going to have to start asking questions less as Nadani, my character, and more as like a backdrop, like me, Giselle, asking the DM a question about the story that's happening at hand, so I can get more in the backdrop. But then Nadani wouldn't know what's going on. Which, how do you play that? I don't know. Sorry, I need to fix my lash. I think because the fan is like right on me, it's kind of fucking me. I'm a little hungry. I ate before stream, but I'm hungry. Are we like an hour in? Is that what it is? Yeah. Usually after like an hour of streaming, I'm like, I'm hungry. Why am I so hungry? The streaming takes a lot of energy out of you, I guess. I don't fuck. We'll see. Oops, sorry about that. I was trying to check my stream to see how long I'd been um doing this. Anywho, um, the party was ambushed. Okay. The party was ambushed by some random army on the roads. They're camped north of the city. So they're getting closer. So the army that was coming from the north moving south, that's been attacking these towns, burning down these towns, also attacked this party. And so maybe they robbed them. If whatever they stole or whatever they were looting or whatever, maybe that army took it from them. I don't know. These are really questions I should have asked as the session was happening, but I didn't because whatever. I'm getting mad at myself actually. Was this the last session that I had notes for? To be fair, to be fair, stated it earlier. I had just gotten on medication around this session, this last session that I took notes for, and the medication. I don't think I posted it anywhere or I really talked about it too much anywhere. But the medication that I had started made me kind of like a zombie and also so fucking sleepy. Like I literally for like a few days I would wake up for like 2 hours maybe and just sleep. So I'm gonna give myself some grace there, but I am very frustrated because now as I've been piecing this together in stream, um, I won't be able to piece it together as well because I didn't take proper notes. We'll do the best we can. Um, all right, Mad Mage went mad after reading his the spell book that we're supposed to keep him away from. And these are my questions that I don't think I got to answer. I got to ask. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. We'll have to read and see. But is there some sort of universal truth revealed? Was the book cursed? Did the queen have anything to do with it? And you see, there's suspicion there. I've been suspicious from the get, right? But now I'm like verbalizing it in my notes. What's up with that queen? Yes, queen. Sorry. The person we spoke with, their name was Alril. The person that gave us that information, their name was Alril. I can't remember if they were part of that. Uh, they were part of that party. By the time we leave the guild, the torches light the streets and the sun is setting. Ririk helps with Silver. God, Silver's horseshoe. Um, Ririk was actually really nice. He's a really cool guy. He's like, he can come back anytime. Really, really just chill person. Good experience. 10 out of 10. Which suggests his services to others. Um, Marcus, the town guard that helped the militia protect the city. The city. What did I do? Lost the battle. Helmet has been found. Was his helmet missing? Why was that important? Okay. All right. Pop off, girl. Pickle Pete gets Joker drunk. So we're walking through the city. I think we're looking for food. at that point, or we're just kind of walking. I don't remember. We run across Pickle Pete. Mind you, when we met Pickle Pete earlier in the campaign, he had lost his home, lost his family, everything was burnt down, everything he knew was gone. He immediately went to the Siren's Call and got fucked up. So by the time we talked to Pickle Pete and found out all this information about him, he was fucking wasted, right? So apparently he's still wasted. I believe it's the same day. He's still wasted, walking through the streets at night. And he had, what was it? He had, I think it was like Giant's whiskey or something like that. It was Giant's liquor of some sort, made for giants. And if you know, giants are large, so whatever they're drinking needs to be strong. Um, and so Joker decides to have a little sippy sip of that. Bro immediately passes the fuck out. Hilarious. Nadani carries him, so I pick him up and like throw him over my shoulder. We're just walking through trying to find something to eat still. Pickle Pete is with us. We order him a coffee, which kind of sobers him up. There's a late night stand that's open, and Ved bread. That bread is essentially, it's like a cinnamon roll esque thing. Not exactly a cinnamon roll, but close to a cinnamon roll. Um, and that kind of that gets him up and going. He's perfectly fine. Still the tiniest bit drunk, I think, at this point, but he's good. Right? We meet Cena and went. Oh, okay, met Cena. This Cena is part of the party that we were talking about at the guild. So we find our way back to the guild somehow. Didn't take notes of that. Crazy. Um, when I went against her in arm wrestling contest and I lost somehow. I'm a fucking barbarian. I'm made of muscle. I don't know how I did that. I do know how I did that. My rolls were low. I'm talking like ones and twos and shit. It was really embarrassing. Um, but it shocks Nadani since she's never lost in strength before, right? So the interaction with Cena actually goes pretty well. Nadani is disappointed and bothered, but Cena is impressed, and so you kind of make an ally there. Um, might be useful later. Who knows? Esmond, who we drop off the Displacer Beast to. That's more of a note for information for later. Go to back of house. Okay, these are instructions. Go to back of house. He traps us to find them. Never mind. I got it. Okay. So the instructions were we find Esmond and we drop off the Displacer Beast to him. Right? This is completely across town. So this is the map, right? I might actually pull up a better picture of it because, like, for y'all to see, I pulled it up for myself earlier so that I could describe things, but that's not the most helpful in visuals. Cool. Hopefully y'all can see that pretty well. This area up here isn't important, so the yellow area. You can't see my cursor, can you? How do I fix that? You know what? Not right now. I'll fix that later. My apologies. Okay, so we were at Nan's, right? Nan's is the red square, in that top corner. And then the delivery site is the complete opposite side of the city in the purple square, right? So we had to wait until nightfall, which is why we left the guild when we did. Color coded nice. Yeah, the DM did this. I didn't do this. I had to get this from Roll20 because he doesn't have this posted anywhere other than there. But he's really good about that. Like his organization skills are amazing. I'm so grateful for the color coding and the labeling and all of that. Um, yeah, so we had to wait until nightfall because we have this giant fucking displacer beast that is extremely illegal, and so we can't walk through the city during the day. With that, and at this point, Satoru is no longer part of the party, so we are just finishing this job for him. So he was the only one given the job, and then he brought it up, and then I don't know. Somehow we ended up finishing it for him. Um, And so we go to Nan's, we pick up the displacer beast, which is unconscious in a cage. We put it in the back of the wagon that Silver, the horse, is carrying, and we travel through the city that is essentially empty. I think any of the guards are closer to the castle or closer to the refugee area to just, make sure any refugees that would cause trouble don't do that. So we get to the delivery site pretty much unscathed. We're chilling. Um, Let me switch back one note. Scroll down. We bring it around to the back of the house, right? Or more like a mansion. It's a huge house. He's very affluent. He has like a lot of money. We bring it around the back. He traps us there, which I don't know why none of us thought that would happen. I was genuinely surprised. He traps us and then tells us that we have to fight the displacer beast to the death. And in actuality, what he's really saying is we're going to die because he doesn't think that we'll beat the displacer beast, right? Logically speaking, we will have to beat the displacer beast. The story can't progress otherwise. But when it wakes up for his and presumably other affluents for their entertainment, essentially. Uh, by the end of this session, because that was the end of the session from January, Jesus, that was the end of the session. I was pissed because what the fuck is your problem? Um, I wasn't pissed with my party or the DM. I was pissed at Esmond, this little fucking bitch. Anyway, so all of us were trying to figure out how we could chop his head off because he deserves it at the very least. Damn all that work to get trapped and told to fight to the death. Exactly. It was painstaking. There was so much time spent waiting so that we could get the job done. And then you have to sneak through the city. There's always a possibility of getting caught. And if you get caught by the guards doing that, because that's who essentially are the cops in this town, you get caught by the guards, you're on a mission for the queen. I don't know that she's gonna just, ignore that. She might because she needs the job done. But who's to say after you get it done and you complete it successfully, she doesn't just kill you anyway? There was a lot that went into that. I was really mad. Or Nadani was really mad. Um, and so the next session starts there. And I believe either that was the last session or I'm meshing two other sessions along with that. But I think that was all one session. I'm going to do my best to go over what happened, but my memory isn't too great. It happened a while ago, like over a month ago now. And, um, I did not take any, I can't find them anywhere if I did take them. So, hold on. Let me make sure. Never mind. Okay, so I'm gonna write these notes. I'm gonna create these notes as I do this. And I do it this way mostly because it's just easier. What's the format for this? You think I remember? I was literally just looking at it. I need to create that. I hope note taking, watching me do note taking is fun for you. Um, and if not, jiggle, 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 jiggle. Compensation. Um, and I can go over the fucker. I can go over the notes after I say something. What the fuck? What did I do? Probably probably just gonna copy and paste. That might be easier. Sorry, I'm catching up on. Just so detailed. I'm just listening while hanging my curtains. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of talking. There's not visually much going on. Ladder, please. Sorry. Just in case the note taking wasn't enough, I just wanted to, I'm a generous person. I just wanted to help out. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna copy paste whatever I need to clean up. I will do that as I go along. And why the fuck is my thing so goddamn? My cord management is bad. Not good at that at all. I wish I had a map of the battle. I'll do my best to describe it. Did I do that right? I didn't do that right. I'm gonna have to fix that. Whatever. Um, I'll try my best to describe it. So it's like a circular pit thing, right? We're standing on top of it. When we get to the back of the house, we're standing on top of it. We don't realize that we think it's like pattern in the floor, right? You don't notice it. We're slowly, not so slow that we can't just, not so slow that walking off of the platform is an option. So fast enough, but slow enough that we can, have time to think. Um, we're lowered into like this dungeon area, circular. There's like stairs to get up on like this wall lever situation. I don't know what to call that. Um, and there are people with crossbows pointing them towards the circular pedestal that we just lowered down on to make sure that we stay in place if the displacer beast wasn't already a problem. Oh, I forgot to add that before we realized that this was happening, we unlocked the cage that the displacer beast was in because we didn't know um, what they were going to do with the displacer beast. We didn't know if they were going to hurt it, they were going to try to eat it, if they were going to hunt it for sport, if that, what they like. There's so many horrific things that they could do. We didn't know what it was for, right? So we wanted to try and help it. We couldn't wake it up because Oslin can speak to animals, so she's trying to get it to wake up. That didn't work. Um, so we unlocked the cage, and now we're waiting for this thing. It's probably going to wake up in like the next few minutes, and we're aware of that. And its cage is unlocked, so know, we're trying to one figure out how to pull that evil motherfucker, meaning Esmond, into the dungeon with us, which I think we successfully did. I can't remember who did it or what spell it was. Um, and we also have to be kind of on a swivel because all around us are people with crossbows. So that's what the setup. We're in a lowered pit. We're on the lowest ground. There's stairs leading up to a kind of like a pathway around it, right? That's walled. On that pathway, there are doors leading somewhere. They're wide open doors. It's not like a door. It's like an empty doorway. That's a better way to describe it. And so that's the setup, right? Ready crossbows for the guards. Oh no. Roll for initiative. Not really necessary for the notes. I don't think these are necessary mostly. Hmm. I'm okay. I'm gonna copy it just because it'll help me for jogging my memory. The fuck? Do. Yeah, I'm fix that because this doesn't look how I want it to. You know, I spent a lot of time actually earlier trying to get these notes together. And the fact that I completely missed um, that I actually did take notes the last time. No, why am I doing that? Why do I keep doing that? I keep making this fucking mistake. Hello? Is it drugs I'm on? What's going on? What the fuck? Don't like that? Okay, why didn't you do that in the fucking place? I'm so confused. But what's new? And I actually, so I can't see OBS. So hopefully you can see me like adding notes and it's not just a black screen for you because sometimes it does that if I'm doing something elsewhere. And if that's what's happening, then I sorry. Gimme. I didn't notate what I was up to, I don't think. Which is funny. Motherfucker. Why are you doing this? I don't understand. That's something that I. Yeah. Also, why is this. Can I fix that right now? There's a thing that I'm looking at. Sorry for the mumbling to myself. This is what. See? This format is completely. Whatever. I'll fix it later. It's fine. Me talking to myself is what I do when I'm not streaming anyway. And I think that's part of what makes streaming so much easier for me than I think it would be otherwise. Because low key, I do be talking to myself like how I'm talking to y'all right now. I kind of do this without the camera on. It's easier for me to narrate everything that I'm doing. Um, okay. So Osling and Joker work together to pull Asmund down onto the platform. So he's down there with us. Thank fuck. Stairway and catwalk. Look, that's what it's called. The stairs go up to the catwalk, the little platform. Got it. Looking down at a wall in the dungeon. What wall? This is where the map would be very useful. I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start screenshotting this shit as it happens. I think because what? Um. Um. Ready crossbows from guards at us. Again, what? Since they're bosses and yeah, so the crossbows were definitely they had them on hand, but they were aimed towards us because now we've endangered their boss, right? Um, we roll for initiative. The beast initiative was 12. I can't remember. I think we have it in our Discord. Is it in the Discord? Yeah, sorry for the screen going black. It does that when I actually. Is it only when it? Okay, so as long as I keep it open, it should. Let's check in-game chat. Right. Nope. Okay, I can't remember what Joker's role, or I don't know what it was because I don't know what dice he used. Ah, okay, no, I'm tripping. He was just showing us something. Okay, so Osling's initiative was 14. Uh, our DM rolled for Craxus because he was actually unavailable that day for this session. So Craxus was 19, crazy. Nadani's was 12, and Joker got a nat 20, crazy. Um, yeah, this is fucking. Can hold action for when I need something to happen. These are notes that I took for myself purely because while I can do the kind of role playing and the story building and all of that, which I'm not super great at it because I get nervous. But even though I listen to podcasts of D&D and I watch the videos and all of that, still have a hard time with battle. So I was just notating everything I can because I'm more of a hands-on learner. If I do the thing, then I'll figure it out. But if you tell me a million times, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. You know. Joker ends up on the stairs. Esmond teleported to the second level. Don't know how he fucking did that. So he's no longer in the pit with us. He's on the catwalk watching, right? Craxus, Osling, and Nadani are still down with the displacer. Nadani jumps on the beat. So okay, so everyone is trying to position themselves correctly. It's my turn. I don't. I don't want to start out attacking the beast because at this point it's just now waking up. We don't know that if it's being aggressive um because it feels like it's being attacked, like it feels like it's immediately in danger, and we don't know if it's attacking just because that's how it is, like it wants to do that because it's a wild animal. So if I can try to avoid harming the giant kitty, I'm going to avoid hitting the giant kitty. Actually, I'm gonna pull up what that looks like. I'm gonna see if I can get it pulled up. I might have to add a new window capture. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't do too crazy. We're gonna put you here. Love it. Whoa, did it flip it? I didn't know I could do that. Yay, we're learning things. Um, because we're essentially done with the notes. That works. Do I have to also have this open? Or can I? No, I do have to have that open. Okay. We're learning stuff. Learning stuff. If I make it smaller, will that affect? It will affect it. Because I need to be able to still see what's going on in OBS. So I'm not taken off guard. But y'all can see that, right? That's um not too small, right? Y'all let me know. Okay. What was I talking about? Okay. Yeah, so I didn't want to hurt it if I didn't have to hurt it, right? Look, we all know I like creepy weird things. Like, it's cute. I like it, right? It has little weird tentacles on its back, but it might be friendly. Maybe it wants a hug. So I just jump on its back to be able to, like, if I need to take it down, or if I need to control it, or I need to do something, I can do that. Although, you know, probably jumping on a wild animal's back while it wants to attack is probably not the best idea, but the other option was to get super close to it and risk it being able to take me out, because those tentacles can do serious damage. Not only can the bite do damage, the claws on the paws, the tentacles can do massive damage as well. It was the safest option for me, and it gives me the option to be able to diffuse it should it try to do anything, right? So Nadani jumps on the beast's back, and hacks at the tentacles. Did I hack at the tentacles? I think it was attacking with the tentacles, and that's why I made that decision. Because, like, I jumped on its back purely because I didn't want to hurt it. Anyway, um, Osling kills Esmond, which was crazy when you think about it. Because I don't think prior to that she's killed anyone. This is her first kill. She's so soft and gentle and caring, like a very lovey, hippy dippy type of character, that her killing someone is insane. Me killing someone makes sense for the character, right? Joker killing someone makes sense. Craxus killing someone makes sense. But Osling, that was a surprise. Okay. Um, we all run out at the guards. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Anyway, we all run out the guards. 1 second. Why did I write my notes like this? Okay. Once Esmond is killed, I can't remember who states. I think it was Joker. I think Joker like made a big speech, basically saying, "Hey, your boss is dead. You don't have to do this. And if we fight, at least a few of you are gonna die. Like, that's guaranteed. We're gonna take out a few of you. So, you know." And so they run out and they just start stealing shit, because it's a mansion. It has a lot of nice shit in it because he's rich. Don't blame them. We grab a rug, coffee table, and a painting. We could each grab something. I think Osling was just a little too in shock to do anything, and she just wanted to get out of there. Um, the beast was not taken care of. The beast was still very much alive down in that dungeon, and the stairs are there. The door is open, so it runs out, and then it just starts attacking guards, whatever person it can see. So we all are hauling ass out of the mansion. I believe I was the one that picked up the coffee table. So I have the coffee table. It's a long, wooden, heavy coffee table. I have it up above my head. Osling jumps on top of it, and we just start running towards Silver. And so we put everything in the cart. We get there. I believe we get stopped by a guard, but then they get distracted by the sounds of people dying to a displacer beast. So we're able to escape. We go to Nan's. We tell her what was up. Um, my character was pissed. I was pissed because I was like, I don't know how much this lady knows, but once it was communicated that, hey, we had to kill your guy because he was being a dick, she was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry that that happened. Here's your payment anyway. So, um, actually, no, that's why we were still in the ship because he was supposed to pay us and he didn't do that. So she gives us the potions. We leave the loot there, not for her, but because we don't have a subtle way to get rid of that, and I'm sure the guards that are already at his mansion trying to deal with the displacer beast are going to be suspicious that there's a group of people walking around with that rich man, the dead rich man stuff. Um, we go to Siren's Call. Aisling, and we're going to Siren's Call to celebrate. That's where the drinks are. That's where the women and the men are. So that's where we go. Aisling is drunk. Uh, she seems to not be okay because she killed a person. That was traumatizing for her. Um, Joker. Hello. Joker went off with one of the sirens, as did Nadani with two. I got a dude and a girl. I was doing great. I ironically all of my roles for like the two previous sessions and this one were low. Right, we roll for performance and I think like charisma or something like that. We roll and I one of them I had hit like a nat 20 and another one was just like a really high roll. Great, I did great. I did great, which is accurate to real life. If I can say so. Anyway, um, and then Osling falls asleep in the cart after getting really super drunk with Pickle Pete. Concerning. Not the falling asleep in the cart, but the getting super drunk part. She doesn't normally do that. I put in a note for me to check on Osling since she does seem super traumatized by the battle and by having killed someone. Maybe excessive adventuring to this scale is right for her, since we haven't had to kill anyone until this point. Because I think all of the adventures to the point that we are now have been pretty tame. I would imagine Nadani wouldn't take on anything super duper dangerous, even though she could handle it, just purely because she has Osling with her. They do have a very close bond. Donnie is extremely protective of her. They're dare I say they love each other, not in a romantic way, extremely platonic. Um, but yeah, so that's the note that I have. It's probably how I'm going to start off the session, um, if I can, because that was a lot. That was crazy. It got real wild there. I think that session so far was my favorite, purely because it was so fucking that one and the end of the last one because it was just so fucking chaotic. And things get so much more interesting when shit's chaotic. It's so much more fun. Um, and yeah, that's the campaign so far. Um, yeah, I think the people that are here came in. I closed it. The people that are here came in to it midway, came into the stream midway. And so if you missed the beginning and you're interested in the beginning of what I said and me going over the characters in the party and their names so that this makes much more sense to you, um, I'm going to try to post this stream either tonight or very, 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 very early in the morning. If I can, because I think they show up pretty immediately, if I remember correctly. I don't automatically post them just because sometimes I'll be doing embarrassing shit and I really don't want to have to like go and find whatever video and try to delete it. I'd rather just get ahead of the curve there. Uh, so yeah, I hope that for this portion, because I'm probably gonna play Stardew Valley for just like a little while. I don't think I'm gonna do it for a super long time. Um, but I hope y'all enjoyed hearing me yap. I didn't know that I was going to enjoy talking about it as much at length. To be fair, I did take my anxiety meds today, so that's probably why I'm not freaking. Uh, yeah, I enjoy talking about this. I love playing uh, this campaign. Not only do I love playing this campaign, but I think I've been super, 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 super fucking lucky to find a group of players that are so nice, that are so accommodating, that are so patient. They answer any question that I have. Uh, yeah, they're amazing. And so if I do stream, because I still haven't decided if I'm going to stream tomorrow or not. If I do stream this session tomorrow, I think that you guys will love um, watching them or listening to them rather, because I'm not going to have Discord up as a thing that's viewable. I'm just going to um, I'm just going to uh, have y'all be able to hear, and then I'll probably pull up, maybe my D&D and Beyond, D&D Beyond. I don't know why I added another account, like my character sheet, and I might have Roll20 pulled up so that y'all can see that as well. Give me 1 second. I gotta so much talking. Just so you can see what I'm doing and see what I'm looking at. Um, oh my god. Wow, that's crazy. I don't think I've talked continuously for that long in a very long time. Yeah, just so you guys can see what I'm doing, and you're not completely lost. Um, you know, I just I have fun with it, and I know I like listening to people play Dungeons and Dragons. I like doing that. So if that's a thing that other people enjoy, which I'm sure there's a lot of crossover with the people that are willing to watch my streams and the interest that I have, like I think all of y'all like pretty much the same things. So why not? But like I said, we'll see how I feel. I might just chill out. But it starts later than I normally start streaming. Like I started really early today. Um, but it would be like 8 or 9 p.m. that it starts, because um that's when everyone's available to start. Because people got families. I think Crow has 2 children. Joker has so many kids. I actually really don't know how many. He's told me, but I can't remember. Um, People are married. They have jobs. So that's just the time that works best. Um, yeah, at this point, I'm just talking to talk, I think. But give me a sec. I will one, change the music, because we're not going to be talking about D&D anymore. I'm going to change the music, and then I'm going to get... Oh, you can see my Chris, but you can't see it. Hold up. You can't see it when I'm... That's stupid. Wait. Oh, okay. So you can see it there. And you see it... This? You can. So what was the problem with... Whatever. Change the music, and then I'm going to switch to probably Stardew. Are y'all sick of Stardew? Do you want me to play something else? I have other games. Just let me know if you want me to play something else. It's fine. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. It was not saving its correctly. Hear it. I should have turned the volume. Actually, sorry, some of this I don't realize it's to be fixed until I have the screen pulled up. Is my mic working? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. Good to go. Sort of. I gotta fix it. I can't find my eyeliner. Like my favorite eyeliner. I used it yesterday. I know I did, but it's I can feel it doing right to fix it. I looked last time. My brain is lagging. Every lip gloss I have that's like this, where it has a little brush, always ends up being like a sheer black because I just do this. It's either ends up red, black, which is why I normally have something like this because that doesn't do that. I can just wipe it off. Maybe one day I'll learn my lesson. Okay. Now we're playing Stardew. We're still in winter, unfortunately. Oh, okay, I can work with neutral. God damn it. I need to fix my chair because um like I normally have the armrest right here and it's like right up against my you're nothing. No. Why can't you hear me? Is it muted? Is it because of the music? Was the music too loud? Can you hear me now? My mic is on and it's showing that I'm speaking. I do have a habit of speaking very softly. So, one of y'all let me know. I was afraid of that happening when I didn't see it moving. Or I figured that was gonna. I can hear you. Okay. I think I had my volume on YouTube up too loud. I turned it up because the beginning of the song was like really quiet. Um but then it kind of fucks up the other setting. Anyway, I was talking about my chair. The arms are like real fucked up, and you would think that this would be perfect placement, but I don't know who this is for. I'm a large person, right? Like more height wise. Although I'm chubby, so whatever. But I'm not so big that this makes sense, and I can't see it for a person smaller than me. Surely, because what the hell? Anyway, um, I think I'm gonna have to go to like a my water bottle. I think I'm gonna have to go to like a Home Depot or something because um the the nut, not the bolt, the nut that I used to tighten this was really short, and I think that's the problem. I think it needs to be longer in order for it to sit closer the way it's supposed to. If it sat like right here, this would be comfortable, but instead I have to like lean on my leg. The only good thing about this chair being the way it is that I can sit my full fat ass in here without it getting squeezed. I can sit all the way back, and then I can sit cross-legged because I have the little foot thingy that's here. Um, I can sit cross-legged in it, and that not be a problem because with the other chair that I had, that was a large issue. But it makes my posture bad because my mouse is here, keyboard is here, and if I can just, I have to like, I don't know, I gotta fix it. Uh, this can't be good for my back. I'm like leaning down halfway the entire time because I standing up, sitting up straight in this chair is not comfortable. But, you, this kid, you don't know it, but you already miss like a tom tom. Here, drum, whatever. Come, fuck the, fuck 'em, Okay, I had two of these, the pails. I don't know where the second. I'm sure I did something with. I don't know what it was. No, other egg. One of you sitting on it. You sitting on it? No. Why are there only three eggs? I supposed to be. Well, oh, that's where the other pill went. Resolved. need another. Still need more refrigerators. Put you in there. Wait, I do that. Anything? No problem. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you listening to the Yap. Have a good day. Or even. I don't know. Bring in some. Love lady. I don't know why. Oh, that power girl emo. I am. I apparently have pineapple soda. Fridge. Excited about that. Pineapple and strawberry cream. I should use. I had beef with the dagger, but it's very effective. But if I make a sandwich, it would have to be a pretty hefty sandwich. Very hungry. Bitch, just throw a bone at me? And rude. Oh, rude. Heard a bat. It's not up yet. My energy. Oh. I never noticed until like the last minute. Oh, fucking Aiden. Look like he's about to start Dougie. Dougieing? Hit the Dougie? What's the like if you're going to Dougie, what do you call that if you're about to Dougie? Like you haven't hit the Dougie yet, but you're about to hit Dougie? Been a Dougie? I have no clue. Well, somebody's got to know the answer. Fuck. See? It does look like it's about to. See? Is it. You're fighting me with the power of the Dougie? Is that what's happening? I feel like that would actually be kind of scary. You're in a cave, and there's a skeleton, a sentient skeleton coming at you, just hitting the Dougie, and it starts doing damage to you. Oh, I feel like that would be a hilarious way to die. Like, well, how JJ die? Oh, the skeleton hit that Dougie and it's over. Oh my god. Oh, that was fun. Skeleton just starts hitting the Dougie exactly. And it doesn't have, so it's not like making facial expressions because it's a skeleton. You just see void eyes just coming at you with the Dougie, Dougieing, Doug. See, it's once you start, you can't. I'm gonna look up and see if anybody knows. Oh man. Like, what's the past, present, and future tense for Dougie? I feel because you say Dougieing, right? And it doesn't feel right. Like, I don't. Is Dougie a word? It's a name, but can you be Dougieing? He Dougied. Skeleton Dougied her to death. Oh my god. What the fuck? See? He hidden that shit though. Truly. Very talented. Oh, rabbits. Yeah, I gotta make too early. Too early. Dictionary says Dugging douche like. Who wrote that? I don't trust that because Urban Dictionary. I'm gonna look it up. Urban Dictionary is like it's like Wikipedia in a way because anybody can edit this shit. So whoever put that, that can't be right. Excessively shadow stalk linger unwantedly adjective douche like characteristics. That's crazy. Oh no, it's like dugging. Which why would you put the noun Doug Holland specifically apparently, and I feel like this is more like a like someone in high school put that, and Doug Holland is a person that they went to school with, and so now you're like, look, no, it's Dugging. You like that would actually be really funny. That would be horrible for whoever that happens to, but it's um yeah. So they have Dougieing, which should be Dugging, I guess, and then they have Dougie in here most times. One of them is spelled wrong. Okay, the one that's spelled wrong, it's Dougy, right? And then it says the best way to dance with a girl at nightclubs or house parties. Pardon? Step one, ask the girl if she wants to Dougie. Step two, if yes, she will rub her ass on your dick area. This was a child. Step three, don't let your dick area leave her ass area. So if she moves side to side, you move side to side. Yesterday was awesome because me and her were doing the Dougie at some nightclub. Three exclamation marks and then woo in all caps. I love Urban Dictionary. This was I didn't get the answer I wanted, but uh, that is entertaining. Doug E is the name of the rapper. I honestly didn't even know that. But still, it's not. None of them are spelled Doug and then E. So learning new things. Step one, Dougie. Exactly. Is it Doug E. Holland? Is his last name Holland? And also, it would be fucked up if he made that song and then somebody went on Urban Dictionary and was like, actually, fuck that guy. Oh, the internet can be such a wonderful place. Mother, I such a waste, dude. Oh shit. When did it get that late? Are you serious? I just need to. Maybe we can make. I just need. Thank you. Thanks. Alright. I would organize my stuff right now, but we don't have time for that. I'm sorry. Dougie. Menacingly. Just like coming out of the shit. So funny. Damage. I don't know which one I normally do actually. I don't think it matters to really try to avoid fighting. I think I'm gonna go fighter. Probably. Dougieing at me menacingly. I don't think I'm gonna be able to let that go. That's more. Oh yeah, the chocolate cake. Cool. I didn't forget. Didn't check fortune. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna go organize the stuff for the mine, but we're not going into the mine because I don't want to die. I don't like doing that. My voice is so tired. I'm gonna have to not talk until the D&D session after. I think I'm gonna stream for like a little. How long have I been? Almost 3 hours. Normally we go for a little bit longer, but my voice is already weak, and I'm sleepy, hungry, which are the usual reasons why I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna end stream because and I'm hungry. And after a certain point, if I get so sleepy I can't speak properly, I start slurring like I'm drunk. And if I get too hungry, I'm gonna get cranky. Nobody wants to protect your. Yeah, because I can feel it. Like it sounds okay right now, but I can feel it wavering, which is telling me that if I push it too much further, it's gonna be a problem, like an uncomfortable. But for now, I think I got 30 to 40 more. I've been sipping on tea, something after I drink. Dedicated, and then. But it is of my own doing. I know that I did talk for almost what like an hour and a half straight. I almost, but other bit is I was going around belting out songs today, which I don't normally felt nice. Voice is soup. Go. What the fuck am I doing? Oh, God, you dumb bitch. That shit don't no reason. Ugh, it's a Joja train again. I don't want that. I have to. I don't think I do. Oh. Never mind. Stress. This is season over. Hopefully I'll get to harvest before the season is over. I think I planted them. Ooh, that hurt. I prefer sitting like that. Do it for too long. Really bad. So I can't sit like Fuck is that? Fur? Oh, haunted. Forgot. I can't get. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Hopefully, I remember back, but you know, need a gold. Impatient. Oh. 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 Probably. With you. Sorry about that. Okay, Kylie. Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. Later. I stop. It's like the third time they've said something trash to me. They really want me to be in the trash. I'm only getting 3 eggs. There are 4 of you here. Oh. Have beef with me, YouTube? Yeah. Is it gold or is it copper? It's gold. The iridium site, you know. I'm not really in the mood talking everything. There's a ton. I want to see what's in the shop. I'm probably not gonna, but I forgot what's like first. This Susan? Yeah. You're sweet. Going home. Not my favorite. Normally don't hate. This time around it just no time. Wait. I'm trying to figure out how to readjust myself without jiggling it or like falling. I don't know. Yep. Somewhat perturbed? Is that what that said? Why did I click that? Not the worst, but I don't want to deal with that either. I don't know. We might start selling stuff. I usually wait till the end of the season to do that. Do I have an albacore? I don't remember him ever asking. I do have an albacore. Gonna go. Yes. Oh, after Joha had been talking about the Concerned Ape interviews, I've been just getting them nonstop. Um, and he did one where like the person interviewing him, which he's a well-known person, but I don't remember his name. Um, the person interviewing him showed him their save because they love the game like a lot apparently. Um, and he had like two infinity swords, and uh, they were each enchanted in a certain way. And concerned, it was like I that never occurred to me to do that. Like I've never seen anybody do that. That's impressive. And bro, like he was fucking kicking his feet and giggling, bro. It's really cute. It was a cute interview. But I think it's cool that he like anyone who interviews him genuinely just like loves the game from what I've seen. Uh, as they should. It's a good game. It's so cheap. It's such a cheap game, and there's so much you can do with it. I've obviously gotten hundreds of hours out of it. I can get hundreds more out of it. Concerned David favorite. He has an actual name. That's the name. Yeah, he's my favorite because he doesn't. He just does it for the love of the game, man. He's not trying to get rich off of this shit. Although I'm sure he's not making chump change. He just does it because he likes making games and he likes people playing it and having fun. I can't wait for Haunted Chocolatier. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And anything with a creepy goth uh, aspect to it, I'm part of. Like I love that. Makes me wonder if my shit's lagging too, because it looks fine. The stream, I mean. But for some reason, YouTube. But it was doing it before I started streaming. Like earlier today, it was acting kind of. So maybe there's just right. Oh, okay. Oh, it doesn't open. I felt like it was like open before noon, and then Gus doesn't come out until noon. But yeah, I'm excited for Haunted Chocolatier. I think anything else that he does, I would be excited for because he just makes good games. Okay. Sometimes I have to check my heart rate. My medication can make it go slow. Okay, and I'm getting cold. Don't be afraid. Sometimes I do that. I also have an iron deficiency. But I was getting cold quickly, so I wanted to make sure that my heart rate wasn't getting too low. Because that would be scary. It's fine. As a resting heart. Oh shit. When this song first was released, I cried part. Like I just recently stopped crying listening. Especially if you listen to it. I'm getting misty. Oh my god. Especially if you listen to it all the way through. Such good. All of them are really good. I'm waiting. I took too long and ventured too far. Waiting. Yeah, that kind of hurts. So I really did damage my voice earlier. I was doing so much. Oh. Look at your dreams of those who died. Nothing's what it seems. I don't like how he said that. Oh, that's all he. You ever want to get like different dialogue for him? You got to catch him. You can. You can catch him in the hallway once you make friends with him. I don't think I've ever seen him. I think there's a cutscene for this, but I can't remember. But once you make friends with him, you can go into his room. You usually have to catch him here, like right at 12. Rude. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Actually, make myself. Am I going? We're just gonna kill time to the end of the day. Can I go in there? I check. We'll try that later. Oh, first. I'm sick. Okay, I can make bolts. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and stream here. Um, I've been trying to hit like 4 hours each stream this week, but my voice, the more I talk, the more I could feel doing this. Um, and that hurts. And I'm sleepy, and it happens. So I'm going to. Still haven't decided if I'm sure. It'll be a surprise to all of us. But if I do, great. If I don't, then we'll make it. Maybe I'll just make it a regular thing of going over my notes after session or something. Um, I don't know, but I had a good time talking about it today. I don't really get to talk to too many people, excuse me, about my sessions because uh no one I know really cares about it. People they'll like kind of listen like halfway, but nobody really wants to. So this is a good place for me to be able to talk about it and be excited about it and have theories and form questions and figure stuff out. Um, and I hope that y'all enjoy doing that too. Um, if I don't stream tomorrow, I'll probably stream on Sunday. But if I stream tomorrow, I won't stream on Sunday. Either way, you'll see me this weekend. Um, but yeah, great night. Always thank you for being here. Love you. Yeah. Good night.